Welcome back. South Africa's best and brightest are taking on the world. From the runways of New York to the stages of Paris, South African talent is ready to show the world what they've got. The International Arts Talent Showcase is providing a global platform for some of the most promising talent in the country. And to tell us more, we joined in studio by the chairperson and CEO at 33 and Me Talent Agency, Elsubie Louwrens. Elsubie, very good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Very good morning. Thank you.
Good to have you on the show. Now, could you tell us more about the International Arts Talent Showcase and how it helped South African talent?
So in the past 14 years, the International Arts Talent Showcase is a platform that focused primarily on talent identification, as well as talent development through our training programs, and then talent placement. So we've secured $17.4 million
Wow.
for educational scholarships for talented South Africans to obtain first world education at AMDA College. And then we ultimately do local and international castings for models, actors, singers and dancers. And we travel to all 9 provinces in South Africa to identify, develop and provide career placements for aspiring talents.
How do you do that? What's the selection criteria?
Okay, so myself and Louise Jansen van Rensburg and Ava Sebeko, we are placed on the panel and we focus on the 4 objectives of modeling, acting, singing and dancing. And then we ultimately look at character first and discipline and preparation. Because our program is not a competition and we definitely don't look for perfection. We look for potential.
Okay.
So we look at the individual at hand, the brand, the preparation, the presentation, and then ultimately the skills developments.
And how does this particular showcase develop their careers?
So with 33 and Me Talent Agency, we've got a training academy as well as an agency in Johannesburg and Cape Town. And that is where we allow and afford the opportunity for the local talent that we identify to obtain casting opportunities, everything from TV commercials, films, series, soapies, and then on Wednesday, the 14th of February, I'm on my way to London and Milan Fashion Week. And I've got 7 South African models that have gone through the International Arts Talent Showcase program that will grace the stage at London and Milan Fashion Week.
So let's talk about some of the opportunities that the previous participants and winners have received as a result of being a part of this.
That's a very exciting moment for me to share. We had Gino Lee that performed at the Apollo Theatre in New York City, where Lady Gaga and Neil Diamond has performed. We've booked shows with Taylor Swift for Bad Blood, her music video. We had dancers that went through our program that was collaborating with her on a music video. We've done Dolce & Gabbana, Hugo Boss, London, Milan, New York Fashion Week, Paris Fashion Week. And then in September last year, one of our models actually booked Dior.
So this particular showcase, how is it unique from the others? What makes it stand out?
The International Arts Talent Showcase, as I stated previously, is a talent development program. So we really focus on allowing each individual to showcase their talent, and every dream matters. It's not a competition. So there's no one that gets a prize or that walks away as a winner. So the accreditation is your career. And that is something that when I was in the industry as an actress and as a commercial model, that there was a gap. That was missing in my career. So in 2008, when I became an agent, and when we started the International Arts Talent Showcase in 2010, my primary objective was to develop talent, identify them, and to be able to position aspiring artists with casting and career opportunities.
Yeah. And of course, the bigger goal by South African, creative artists, models, actors, of course, is to conquer the world, the global stage and the international community when it comes to the arts. So how does this showcase position South Africa's cultural brand and identity to the world?
Well, firstly, I can say, taking talent internationally to Europe and the UK as well as America for the last 14 years, we have got a mindset in Africa that we're very third world. But I can tell you one thing. Africa, and specifically South Africa, has got first world potential. So we dominate and we actually set trends when we take on stages in the United States or in Europe or in the UK. So the belief system for us, and with Driekus now and the Grammy that we just got, it's time for South Africa to take ownership of the talent that we have, but to align yourself with networks and key industry professionals that can truly position your dream with the right networks and on the right platform so that you can capitalize on the exposure. But it's definitely time for Africa to believe that we are capable and we are able to conquer.
But why are we struggling, though, to gain international recognition? What can we do better?
I think it's the mindset of the individuality or the individual as well as the industry. You know, for me, coming with a background as an actress, it's believing in myself that I am able, you know, and I deserve that international credit. So we are so humble as South Africans, which is absolutely amazing. But I believe that as a collective and as a whole, South Africa as an industry need to believe more, and we need to stand together with that Ubuntu spirit, you know.
Yes.
And when we take on the world, like the 7 models I'm taking to London and Milan, we need South Africa to support, you know. South Africa needs to be present. So as a country, we need to take ownership of the talent that we have and support one another when we take on international opportunities and we actually go to the rest of the world and showcase what South Africa has got to offer.
And before we conquer the world, or before we conquer the global stage, where are we then in terms of developing the local talent, in terms of providing opportunities for the local artists, you know, getting them access to such platforms to model or to, you know, just carve out a niche for themselves?
You know, for me, and that is what the International Arts Talent Showcase does different, and this is, you know, my objective personally, is to go to undeveloped communities. So when we travel to all 9 provinces, we don't just go to mainstream major cities. We go to local communities so that we can allow the locals the opportunity that don't know where to start. You know, and that is the greatest obstacle that we have in South Africa. And then I ultimately believe, based on my exposure, that there's too many people in South Africa that also offers opportunities that are not really fruitful. So as an aspiring artist in the country, I want to encourage you to do proper research and to ensure that your network and your alignment can actually provide you with the opportunities that they are stating. So as an artist, don't just be so desperate to take every single opportunity that is offered to you. Do thorough research and ensure that your alignment is actually valid and that they can provide the opportunities that they are speaking about or presenting to you.
Yeah, and maybe get someone, a legal expert, to go through some of their contracts that they are made to sign. Because I've heard this conversation with so many artists that they're duped into signing, I would say, very, you know, difficult and draconian contracts, and hence binding them in the long term, and there's nothing that they can do. And then in terms of providing such support, where are we? Like, are we giving our artists the much needed support?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
You know, for me as an artist at heart first, I see the contracts that some of my models, when they want to be represented and work with me, the contractual agreements that they have signed. And then the agent has not even delivered work for them in 12 months. And this is their job. This is what they do for a living. So as a model and as an actor, I can definitely tell you that there's not enough support. At the end of the day, everyone wants to win. And at any cost, they would bring in the paperwork and get you to sign the agreement so that it's in favor, but it's not in favor for both parties. It's in favor for the person that presents the opportunity. So as artists in South Africa, we really need to have more insight in terms of the contracts that we sign. And this year alone, I've looked at so many contracts where there's nothing that I can do. I cannot work with a model because they are signed for 12 months or for 3 years.
Yeah.
So there's not enough support in South Africa in terms of contractual agreements.
All right, Elsubie, great chatting to you. We certainly hope that, you know, people like yourselves will give that voice to the voiceless in terms of providing a platform and support to our artists. Great chatting to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was the chairperson and the CEO at 33 and Me Talent Agency, Elsubie Louwrens, talking to us about South African talent and models taking on international stages in New York and Paris.